Hi, welcome to another episode of That's Think 2 Overture. It is episode 31, and it is Wednesday, August the 16th.
I think so.
This is a analog watch and not a digital one, so I have to double check that its date is correct.
See, I could just know because I could look at my computer and it just has the calendar there. But I didn't. Yo, okay. So, important
No
events.
one will be here.
Nolan will be here. Um, it was. Oh crap! I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I got a thing on my Gmail that one of my other Gmails was going to be deleted for inactivity, so I had to log on to it.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah. Like the one that I have that's not just the Raylith Gmail. It's like the actual has my name on it, which is what I use
Yeah,
for professional stuff or hey, this is the one I use if I'm talking about like a job or a bank or a taxes or whatever.
yeah. It's very funny. I was like, hey, this has been used.
Although I've actually kind of used the Outlook one. I started to go to that one instead of
I hate
the.
Outlook.
Oh, Outlook sucks. They did their new Outlook or whatever that opens even slower
Like, Outlook's the worst.
because they're trying because they it's like Microsoft is so desperate to get me to use Word and Office, but it's like I don't use these.
Yeah,
I have not opened a Word document since I had to type essays in school.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
have, and even
you just
then,
don't.
you just.
You go. Google Docs
I was
is
gonna
right
say
there.
Google Docs just does it, but it's like I have not used Excel. I don't run a business.
I use Excel. I do have to use Excel.
I don't play Eve Online, which has an official Excel plugin.
That's very funny.
So you could check up all your Space Corporation.
Good,
Yeah,
good. I need to know. I need to know. Are the Aussies ruining my shit? I need
yeah.
to know.
The you gotta have the dingo hordes roaming. I'm trying to save. I don't know. Should I? Because I want to talk about some of this crap when Nolan's here. Because I don't know if he's okay. I can talk about some stuff. Because Nolan, I know
Yeah,
Nolan. I know Nolan does not know about Garten of Banban.
I don't know about Garten of Banban.
Okay, so Garten of Banban is one of the latest and most popular in the brand of mascot horror, aka baby horror. And I watched playthroughs.
Okay, it's another one of these.
It's
Okay.
it's one of those. And the thing about Garten of Banban, well, it's that kind of thing where it's doing the early Five Nights at Freddy's where they're releasing an hour game, but they're doing one every 3 months or so. You know that kind of deal.
Yeah,
And so it's coming out and it's
yeah.
doing its shenanigans, but there's something to it that's elevating it beyond the garbage that these usually are. And I think it's unintentional and half maybe because it feels like you hear the voice acting this is from another country where English is not their first language, or at least the voice actors they got didn't. But that adds to
Yeah, they got cheap.
they got Guy on
They
Discord to
got.
be the main character, it sounds like. But it's
Oh no.
but it's it kind of works because it starts off as here's the abandoned kindergarten where the mascots went crazy, eh? Tell me if you hadn't heard
My
that
God.
one
I just
before.
roll my eyes immediately.
But then it starts to it, and I don't I feel like this is either
Hey
un
Nolan, we're
hello
talking about
Nolan.
Garton.
Garten of Banban because it's a kindergarten,
Yeah.
right? And it's Garten of Banban.
Oh, kindergarten
Yeah,
of Banban. Okay.
yeah. Our Banban's
Okay.
kindergarten.
German for garden. The
Yeah,
child garden. Yeah, why don't you just call it the child garden? That's a
the
way better,
that would be
scary
way.
name.
But so as Garten of Banban goes along, we start getting into SCP kind of territory. And then like some vaguely Soma-esque storytelling.
Oh no, is this more baby
It
horror?
is baby horror,
Yes.
but it's
Or as Kevin now calls it,
yeah.
mascot
Apparently,
horror.
mascot horror is the correct internet's name. I still like baby horror
Yeah,
It's
because
no, it's
baby horror.
baby horror.
it is baby horror. But it's kind of interesting. There's like some of it. It's like pushing some of my buttons. I think unintentionally. Where like the whole kindergarten facade is because of the corporation trying to create the bands is like creating them at like a 5-year-old mental level to like to test to see if their process works, because ideally like that's a lot less than trying to instantly go to super soldier, so everything's like nice and friendly. And then there's this idea of like to make a you need like human DNA or something, and there's like some memory
Mm.
resonance going on where like when you talk to he doesn't refer to himself as but as like a human man because that's who like DNA is in
Oh.
there. And you're kind of like, oh. And there's like research notes where they're saying like part of the reason why they're like anthropomorphized or whatever is because the consciousness, like if you add in a little bit of like frog DNA and put it in a frog body, it accepts itself way more. That it's like, because like whenever you like if you woke up and you're in like a weird puppet kind of body, you're like, oh god, what am I? But if you wake up and you have like in your frog body with some frog instincts, you're way more likely to like be stable.
Yeah, you just kind of accept it. Like, this feels right.
Yeah, this is more like it's still weird, but I kind of get it. And I'm like, oh, there's some ideas going on in Garten of Banban, but then it's also like kind of lame, like all baby horror. But I've been fascinated. And then they have like dream sequences where your character is like merging into like vaguely for baby horror Lynchian esque like backstories of like what the other monsters were doing. There's like a dream beat.
Nolan,
Yeah.
I'm
Nolan,
here.
how long do you give Kevin before he's writing his own baby horror game?
At least
Series?
at least 3 or 4 more months.
Oh, I already have one on the back burner.
Oh, damn, see.
I already have
Oh,
one on the
well,
back
well,
burner.
I'm like, I'm gonna give him a few months. He's gonna go through all of them first, and then
You got
start doing
iron out
his.
the details.
Exactly. See
I
where everyone
no,
else
no.
is weak.
So I'm gonna move your time frame up, Nolan, because as we now know, he has it on the back burner, and Halloween is like 2 months away.
Ooh, oh, that'd be perfect. That's a perfect
So
time for baby horror.
I'm gonna say look for Kevin's child garden project around Halloween.
Yeah, it's like a work in progress. Like I got some ideas, but I don't have like the basic story. I gotta make sure not to fall into the pitfalls of turns out it was a demon from hell, which kind of ruined Amanda the Adventurer for me. Even though I think Amanda the Adventurer, in terms of gameplay, seems to be better than the rest.
I just imagine Kevin finishing it up and then realize, oh fuck, it was demons.
No, that is a legit fear. When you get there, you're like, all right, and what's the monster? Oh, it's the demon from hell, and you're like, damn it.
Crap.
Yeah. So like, yo, talk about stuff.
No, it's
I'll talk about
no,
other
but
things if you want.
well, no, like my idea. This thing's like it's gonna be Kevin's, but it's gonna be he turns you to a creature from bone.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I like it.
There you go.
Wait, a rat creature or a bone?
Oh, either one. I was thinking bone, but I'm like,
No,
ooh, rat
you go
creature.
first one, then the other.
That's even better.
God, it's so good in bone when the rat creatures are like, oh yeah, we have long, beautiful tails, but we cut them off at childhood, so the like, whatever can't get you.
I like them. They're dumb.
They're real
They're very
stupid.
stupid. I appreciate.
Yep.
Speaking of stupid, no spoilers because Drew hasn't read it, Nolan. But have you seen the new Chainsaw Man today?
Oh yeah. I just got.
Yeah.
Oh,
So don't spoil it because Drew hasn't read it, but it's good.
it's always
It
good.
has some good dingy moment. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's like every
They all
issue
have good
since.
dingy
I know. I'm
moments.
just saying this is some A+ dingy.
I just like the first part when you're reading it, and he's like, yeah, you remember me? No, and then walks away.
Oh, stop! No,
Okay,
stop!
okay,
I
we'll get out
need
of
to
there.
see.
It's like the first 2 pages, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like panels it's like panels like 1 and 2. It's the Chainsaw Man anticlimax it does, where it'll end on like a thing, and it's just like, no,
No.
that's not important. Get
Well,
out of here. Okay, yeah, Nolan.
Yes.
You've been.
Oh, sorry. To counter on Bone, RobCon's coming up soon,
Ah.
and I noticed that the creator of Bone is going to be there.
Jeff Smith's
So
gonna be at RobCon.
yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
doing autographs.
Why couldn't he have done it when I was in that state?
I know. For those listening, RobCon is like our local convention
Yeah.
for this area.
Nerd garbage convention.
Yeah.
Very small.
Do you like nerd garbage?
Intimate.
You go there.
Yeah. Do you like comics? That's usually about it.
That's it. Yeah, it's mostly that.
But yeah, they've moved to a bigger venue, and then like Jeff Smith is like their big guy. They're like, guys, Jeff Smith's coming.
That's actually a pretty
Hell
big,
yeah.
That's a pretty big
That's
get.
a great grab.
If it's like I know about it, then it's a big get. If it's a
You mean
comics,
it's not the voice of Lord Zed?
oh sick.
Is that one of the first Power Rangers? Awesome.
Is that just a guy?
man.
Holy crap, Ernie Hudson?
The guy who auditioned to be Billy?
Is it wrestling superstar? Like, who is that guy? I can't remember. The guy who's just some wrestler. There's like no one at his like booth.
Oh,
It's,
don't know.
it's
the guy
kind
who
of
played
sad.
Shao Kahn?
Yeah, but it's kind of funny.
Not the guy who played Shao Kahn in Annihilation. The guy who played Shao Kahn at the end of the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah, that one. That's the good one.
I thought he really brought an energy that was lacking in the sequel.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, is that our local Ghostbusters fan club?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Along with, I guess I don't know, are they Stormtroopers or the Mandalorians?
I don't know.
Well, either way, there's
They
some
don't
Star
know
Wars
either.
nerds that walk around dressed up as Star Wars people.
All I know is that like Star Wars has been dead to me for at this point decades.
That's about right.
It peaked at Knights of the
No,
Old.
that's not decades.
That's like 10 years.
That's decade.
Okay, so decade.
Yeah.
It decade rolls off the tongue a lot, not as good.
Also, the only reason I mentioned it is they're having a 40K event, and I'm like,
Oh, that's
Do-
cool.
do I want to do it?
No, you
I
get in
go
there.
full army. Might as well.
Yeah, you should get in there. You got to get that tourney experience.
I might as well do one tourney
Yeah,
at least.
go for it. I'm not going.
I don't
I
know.
don't leave my house. I'm scared.
It is scary. It is scary because a tree fell out down in my.
Oh man, we had like
Behind the
big
apartment.
thunderstorm.
It was scary.
It was big scary.
Terrified.
My computer went out and the power flickered and the internet went out and I couldn't listen
man.
to
Oh,
baby horror at night and I got scared.
For me, it was the perfect timing because I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, stretching out. Well, better plug in my phone. About to go to bed, and then the lights go out. I'm like, perfect timing. And I just passed out.
Man, I get terrified at night. I'm like, I need my phone at full power so I can do my stupid internet garbage. I need it.
It was like a piece of our apartment got essentially a tree fell down on it.
Oh, that sucks.
So I don't know. It's fine. Like there's no internal damage, and then the owners sent like people to start cutting it. So that's what I've been dealing with for the last day and a half.
Hell yeah. They've just been like repaving the road outside and they've just been fucking it up for like a week now. Oh, I can't swear because we're on YouTube. Oops.
Oh
My
yeah.
bad. No, I think it's like only
Oh
like. Oh no, that's only people that like get monetized and have sponsors.
well, we are talking about baby horror,
We
so
are talking about it.
those Freddy Fazbear fans might
Yeah.
come
Push
after
into
me.
the copper lane.
Yeah. Did I make? I gotta check on my tweets because I was talking with people about this, about how
Don't you
like
mean your tumbles?
yeah, sometimes my Tumblr. I've been branching on to post stuff on my Tumblr.
I yeah, I'm really not using Twitter as much
No, it's
as
it's
I
it's
used
it's
to.
as the fragmentation has become like the
Yep.
downfall is that everyone becomes like slightly worse because like I can't wake up in the morning and check my Twitter for like 10 minutes as like I before I get out of bed. Now it's like 5 minutes if that to see like oh what everyone been posting while I was asleep and it's like 7 posts. I'm like, "Oh, it used to be a lot longer."
You click a video and it won't even
Yeah, it won't
play.
load anymore.
It's like, oh, thanks, Emu.
Yeah, Drew, tell us something.
It's all shitty.
I'm mostly on co-host. I really like co-host. It's
Oh,
basically
is
just
this,
Tumblr, except it's not owned by a corporation.
hmm.
I'm just leveraging my previous slight popularity on Tumblr.
Getting those 6 likes per
Hell, oh, it's
post.
blowing up. That's how like those like those images or whatever where it says some guy and it just has like tweet and it has like 4 likes and it goes doing numbers.
Just doing
Yep.
numbers right here.
Man, feels so good.
You love to see it. You're like, oh man, nailed it.
That way.
Yeah.
I'm just holding on until it's completely over, and then I can start moving to other stuff. I mean, I already have Tumblr and all my other stuff set up. I'm just waiting until it's done.
I think I applied for Blue Sky and I've not heard back from them, but I don't think I want a Blue Sky.
No, because it's
No.
there's something about like going back to Jack Dorsey. Like, is this just gonna be the cycle where I'm gonna go to like Blue Sky and then everyone's gonna go there and then Elon Musk will buy it and then ruin it and then he'll make a new thing called like Wide Ocean.
No, you forget first Elon's got to rename Blue Sky, got cut all the letters out except for Y.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's like, here's way.
It's like, come on.
If midway, the everything yap. It's
What's the Japanese one that's really good?
Pixiv?
No, that's like for art.
Pixiv's just an art blog, though. Yeah.
We're gonna get on WeChat for China.
Scab?
I hope so.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get on that China.
TikTok?
We already have that. It's called Facebook.com.
Yeah, there we go. I'll make my own social media that has extensive provisions to use algorithms to make sure your family cannot find you.
I want to go back to our blog days. I think we already brought this up.
Yeah, no, we talked about it. I'm saying IRC. We're going back. Going back to IRC. I watched the
I'm
Mario
make my own
movie.
website.
Have you,
Oh, yeah.
you guys seen the Mario movie?
No.
Okay, so like the Mario movie is bizarre. Because
Is it good?
it is aggressively mid. It is like I think it's
That sounds about right.
I think Super Eye Patch Wolf gave it a 1 on his rating scale, which is like I left feeling nothing. And I might agree with that.
Okay.
Where like because it's weird because so like it's Illumination, aka the Minions people who did it.
Yeah.
Like the actual like character models and like whenever they do like a Mario kind of action scene, I think it looks fine. Like the movie looks fine. You're not looking at like Puss in Boots or Spider-Verse where you're wowed by how it looks. But
Yeah.
but like you're looking at this movie, you're like, yeah, it's Mario. They're doing Mario stuff, and like the Toads look fine. Everyone looks okay. I even think the voice cast is fine. Like Chris Pratt Mario is fine. Like that's not the problem. The issue is like the script of this movie is just bland. It is like none of the jokes land. None of the characterizations and like are just like nothing.
Yeah.
And the most egregious thing is that like the movie is in love with I would almost say algorithmic slash AI, where they're just like, here's a pop song that's happening right now. And it just takes me
And just
like,
have the checklist.
yeah, it feels like you're watching it and like they're being driven in like the Donkey Kong by like a Donkey Kong's like a Kong driving a go-kart, and they're just playing Take on Me for some reason. And like I'm just instantly taken out of the movie. Like, why is this here? Because the movie sometimes will do like orchestral or like movie of like Mario songs, and at that time you're like, oh yeah, that works. Like, here's like our little like orchestral Princess Peach's castle, and then it's like, here's like some just pop song, and you're just like, I'm looking at the soundtrack.
Is there like any sort of Mario style music in there?
There is, and whenever it's doing that, it's fine. But then
Okay.
they'll like cut in like just this random like just like they'll just
Human music.
it's whenever like a dish like a top like at the beginning when Mario and Luigi are walking through Brooklyn, and then No Sleep Till Brooklyn by the Beastie Boys starts playing, and you're just like, did they just look at like the song, the title, and just put it in because they're in Brooklyn? And it feels like
Yep,
so.
that's it exactly.
And then they do
Why
like
else would they?
Holding Out for
What
a
other-
Hero.
This isn't Shrek.
And then
They
it's
didn't
like,
earn that.
like while they're building their Mario Karts, like Thunderstruck starts playing, and I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? It's so like it's like
God, it's the Marvelification.
it is like, this would have been better if it was lazier and you just put in like the Mario Kart like menu music as they're putting their stuff. Like, you could have saved money and just been like, all right, here's like the Mario, because whenever they do that, you're like, oh yeah, that fits. The only time it was appropriate was when like the DK rap happens when DK comes out, and you're like, that's like what it should be. When he's like working the crowd as they're singing the DK rap, saying he's finally here performing for you. And you're like, okay, like that's what this, but whatever. Also, the movie.
God, this sounds so bad.
Like it's the Sonic movie was way better, but even though like it was like more flawed, just because I felt like the character of Sonic worked, and like Sonic movie had like typical like random pop song kind of things. But it worked a bit better because the story was that like Sonic was like kind of a loser loner who just watched TV and read comic books because no one wanted to hang out with him because he's Sonic the Hedgehog. And you kind of like, there's that level of like, oh, Sonic's just like a kid. And they kind of treat him as one. And it works a bit better.
Yeah, but that's also completely misses the point of like, Sonic's supposed to be cool as fuck.
Well, he was, but like as a child. So there's there is a layer to Sonic where you go, oh, poor Sonic. But then Sonic's doing Sonic things. You're like, aha, that's funny. He's doing zany Sonic things. What I'm trying to get at is Sonic had some character where like Mario in the Mario movie has no character.
Is his character, I gotta get my brother back?
His character is, for some reason, he's like kind of disappointed because everyone thinks he's a loser. And then he's like, he's upset that he's short and that he thinks he's too small to do anything, even though throughout like the movie he's never like backed away from a challenge at any point. So like their narrative of Mario being kind of sad, pathetic, and he needs to get his life together doesn't work because at every turn he's always going head first into it. Like
That's
it
so funny.
and then Luigi just kind of spends most of the movie captured, like doing nothing.
Fantastic.
And you're just except at the end where Mario and Luigi team up to fight Bowser, and you're like, okay,
Okay, does Luigi get scared by a ghost once in this movie?
yes, he does. He gets scared by
Okay.
ghosts. He gets scared by skeletons, and then he gets put in a jail cell for like most of the movie, and you're just like, okay. It's just a weird movie. Like they try to have emotional moments, and it feels like it's written by like similar to like most Illumination movies. Like there's like a flow chart or a fill in the blank, and they just put in like the Mario part where like this could
Yeah.
have just been Despicable Me.
Yeah.
Gru could have learned the same lessons.
Basically, but like but the Mario parts they like the art, the animators and artists at Illumination, like God bless, because like I have no complaints of how the movie looks or how it moves, and I don't complain the voice cast because I think they did really well. Like like everyone did okay.
So do they put any effects on Jack Black as Bowser? Because I know in the trailer I was not a fan of Bowser just sounding like Jack
He
Black.
it felt like they either pitched him down slightly or maybe he's doing more of a growly voice. Like I was way
Yeah.
more distracted by like
Okay.
Luigi sounds way more like just Charlie Day, which is like
Yeah.
okay, but kind of eh.
Yeah.
But like I would say like Chris like Seth Rogen Donkey Kong's also just Seth Rogen. Like that's like he's just doing it like he's
Hmm.
not even trying like a voice.
He's just I'm Donkey Kong.
I might even go so far as to say that Chris Pratt may have been the best voice in the film because he didn't sound like Chris Pratt.
What about Toad? Toad
Oh yeah,
is
okay, yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
Keegan
Jordan.
Keegan as Toad,
Keegan
like
Michael Key.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I
Key.
think
Yeah.
he was actually the best because he had the energy of Toad, but like something you would listen to for an entire movie.
yeah, he does voice work out of
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, I would agree. He's like the best one, and Toad is probably the best character. But yeah, Mario movies just kind of bland, very
Yeah.
bland. Pretty though, but not as pretty. Like like I haven't seen New Spider Verse, but I'm assuming that New Spider Verse is extremely like similar to old, which is extremely pretty, but also has a heart to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is also what like Puss in Boots was, where it was extremely pretty, but also like had a heart. And I was like, oh man, I appreciate both. Whereas Mario, I think is just kind of regular pretty. Like it's that kind of see. It's like I get the feeling when I saw like the Pixar Elemental when I look at that film and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is impressive from like a technical standpoint, but it does nothing. Like it does not excite me in any way.
Mhm. And it's not just you; it's lots of people.
Yeah.
Disney and Pixar are having a real problem that everything they make is just hitting flaccid for audiences.
Well,
Yeah.
it's we want people have finally learned that maybe people like stylized animation again. We're back, baby. Other than I've also been watching Premier League Soccer. Premier League Soccer's pretty good.
Oh, is that animated now?
No, I did watch.
Oh.
It was my dad and I. We started watching the FX / now on Hulu series Welcome to Wrexham, which is pretty good. Where it's like Ryan Reynolds and Mac from Always Sunny buy like a Division 5 soccer team and are trying to promote it to like as high as it'll go. And it's like I'm like, yay, this is pretty cool. At least 2 episodes in, it's okay. So
Hmm.
it's like my tentative recommendation. If you want to know what soccer is about, like English, like soccer.
if you want to know like the ins and outs of soccer, but you also don't want to watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah. If you want
So
to,
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you want to see like Ryan Reynolds and like Mac from Always Sunny kind of hanging out and saying fuck a lot, but then also like trying to manage a soccer team. Like there's a really good scene where like one of their like representative has to like walk into like the soccer room and tell him he's representing like Ryan Reynolds and I keep forgetting. I just call him Mac from Always Sunny because I don't know his name.
It's his
Yeah,
name's
no,
like
that's
Rob
fine.
something.
Yeah, so Rob,
Rob
yes.
McElhenney.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like Rob, and he has to go in there, and he's like, man, I feel like I'm walking into like high school in front of all the cool kids, even though I'm like a 30-year-old man. And he's like, hey guys, I'm representing Rob and Ryan, and then they all kind of laugh at him as he leaves, and you're like, oh man, it's pretty good.
They're yelling at him, "Shut up! We want to talk to Daredevil and Mac from Always Sunny."
Yeah, well, and it's because they're always like the team is like really on board with them doing it because they're like Division 5, which is like the lowest like professional soccer team, so they're like anything will work. Like they had like a party and a guy was just dressed as Deadpool. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's also a good primer about kind of how soccer works, at least for the first. So like if you ain't into it, catch the fever. Understand why FIFA is the evil multinational horror it is.
Well, isn't that due to corruption?
Oh no, but yeah, it is corruption and shenanigans and terrible. But the only reason they're allowed is because like soccer's pretty good. It's one of those where it's like you're looking at this and you're like, man, this is evil, and everyone involved is evil. But yo, he kicked the ball really good though.
So far.
Dude, he kicked the ball and then he headed the ball into it. It was really cool, and I liked seeing it. But yeah, like that's about all I've been doing.
Uh, the Another thing I've kind of done is I did watch Guardians 3.
How is that?
I'm not gonna bring it up because it's good. It's okay. 7 out of 10, honestly.
I mean, like,
Wow, that's better than I expected.
Yeah.
Does it? Okay, so like, I get the feeling that like that's kind of like the farewell of like, I'm gonna
James
call it.
Gunn.
I was gonna call it good Marvel movies and not mid Marvel movies. Or something where like
I think Guardian
It is.
2 is a mid. Guardian 2 is a mid Marvel movie.
well what I mean when I mean like aggressively mid, you know what I'm trying to get at, where there's like nothing
Guardians is
there.
mid. Guardian 2 is mid up till like Act 2 to Act 3, and then it's like, oh, it's okay again. Well, the opening's kind of eh.
I'm just there's like this Disney tone that like does nothing for me.
It's yeah. This movie's very much. This is the reason I didn't put it on the docket because it's not much to talk about. I do like that its story's more Rocket Raccoon focused,
I like Rocket Raccoon.
and that's fine. But then it get like towards the end, it gets more into like because one and two has always been about Chris Pine's character Star Lord. And so I'm like, good, we're getting away from that. It's Raccoon dealing with his past and you know how he was like horribly abused by the bad guy in this movie, who's also really good.
I still feel, and I will take this to my grave, that like Disney really should have just stopped making superhero movies after like Endgame. Like,
Oh yeah,
like,
that was
like
it.
if that was like the finale of just, and now we're done for like 20 years. We'll come back. Of course, like we have the inevitable, like 10 to 15 years, there has to be a reboot everywhere. Like that's fine. But like these actors and this version is done. I think most people would have been like, yeah, okay.
Or even just switched it all to TV.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you still do like the TV shows or whatever occasionally, but I'm saying like
No.
your tentpole superhero movie is now over.
Mm-hmm.
The smart thing to do is to stop this and then be like, all right, now here are the Ultimate movies. This is the Marvel Ultimate series. And then start that again for like the next
Well, yeah, no, they're always going to do it.
20 years.
Listen, superheroes will be rebooted every so often because there's
Mhm.
always kids who need a Spider-Man. That's simply how
Yeah.
it is, and that's okay. I have no qualms with that. Sometimes you get a really good Spider-Man. Sometimes you get like, okay.
Sometimes you get Sam Raimi's love child.
I mean,
There's rumors swirling that they might make an amazing Spider-Man 3.
Oh, no.
you know what? Why not? Why not? At this point, why not? I don't care.
You know what? We're not watching it, so go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
As long as you still give me a Spider-Verse, I don't care.
That's kind. I agree. Like, as long as I'm gonna get Spider-Verse Part 2, like, go for it. Because the best case scenario is someone says it turns out Amazing Spider-Man 3 is super good, and then I watch it and probably go, yeah, that's okay. Like, I'm okay if that, and otherwise I just don't watch it, or I watch the Red Letter Media review where they say it's garbage, and then I go, okay, I win either way.
Yeah.
I win. That's how I treat movies. I win. I always win. The house always wins.
Honestly, I feel bad. Most of the times, any movie I see is just, oh, hey, they've released it on some streaming service.
Yeah, well, that's how I saw the Mario movie. It was
Yeah.
it was on it was being advertised on Peacock as I was watching soccer with my dad on Peacock.
That's why I saw Guardians 3, because it was on
Yeah, it's on the
Disney
Disney
Plus.
Plus, whatever it showed. Like,
yeah, cool, might as well.
there's something about like movies where like I've gotten to the point where I'm just there's so many and at such a delay I'm like it'll show up somewhere. Like I don't need to go out to see this. I'll see it. It'll show up.
Like, maybe Oppenheimer and Barbie, and then I think after that, I'm done with the movies.
So we saw, like, we've just started going Tuesdays. They're like $5 to go see a thing in the movies. And I think last week we did
awesome.
Oppenheimer.
It's still like $12 here, even if you go on like the cheap Tuesday movies. That's insane.
That sucks. And like the one in town too is also like one with reclining seats and a food menu that you can order from the seat.
Man.
That sounds great.
So today I think we might be going to see the last voyage of the Demeter.
Oh, Dracula's on a boat.
Oh, yeah.
You have to tell me about that one. I saw Dracula on a boat, and I'm like, maybe this is
I-
pretty good.
We haven't seen it yet.
I like
I can
boats,
tell
and I
you-
like Draculas.
I know. I can tell you I've seen 2 different reviews that swing in the complete opposite direction.
That's what you want for your Dracula movie. You want, like, people saying garbage, and then you want people saying brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want
That's how you
mid.
know it's going to be a great movie.
You want hot trash or like Dracula trash.
So
Dr. Acula.
we'll see. Like I say, I think we're going to see that tonight. I need to double check, but I want to see it.
Man, listen. You know, it's fine to hold off now because there's going to be a chance to catch up on movies.
Oh yeah, that's
within the next year.
That's always also like as the ongoing
Mhm.
strike. It's just like okay, I have like 50 movies to look at again. I'm not caught up. You did yourself dirty, Hollywood, by putting out like by overloading the shows. So now I have a backlog, and I'm just gonna slowly go through it.
Yep.
I still have to watch True Detective, and I really want to watch True Detective. It's on my dad and I's list because we like detective shows. And apparently, like, True Detective takes place where he, like, grew up. It's like in Shreveport or something.
Is that the HBO show?
Yeah.
Or is that True Crime?
Nah, that's HBO version.
You know, speaking of HBO, I still need to finish The Wire too.
Isn't True Detective each season's a different case?
Yes, it's like different detectives and different
sounds great.
stuff.
Okay. Okay.
And some are good. Like apparently season 1's really good, season 2's okay, and I don't know about season 3. I may be wrong.
The newest one I've heard good things about.
Okay. I think season 2 was like people were disappointed because season 1 was incredible, and then season 2 it's one of those like If season 3 is okay, then that's if they just do what I think is smart, where it's just each one's a new thing, and then you can just go, all right, just pick the one you like. There's no cinematic universe. You just pick the one you like. Hey, do you think we're gonna like? Do you think we're going to return to like episodic TV shows, where there's not like, okay, you need to watch 10 hours of seasons to get caught up. You can just like okay, here's like an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You can watch like season 3, episode 20, and it's fine.
Sitcoms are already like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying that like
sitcoms never changed.
I think we've changed because we've stopped watching sitcoms.
Like sitcoms and like murder mysteries.
No, sitcom changed because they all suck now.
Yeah, that's true.
All the like cable TV ones just suck.
Well, it's just like
I got so upset because I heard, oh, hey, they're going to make a new Fresh Prince. I'm like, finally, some good sitcoms. It turns out to be a drama show.
Yeah, they're doing the drama. I'm not watching that. I don't know. I'm just like...
I'm not watching The Neighborhood or Young Sheldon.
Yeah, let's go, Young Sheldon.
Or the Tim Allen one. I can't think of like
Fear
anymore. Wait, it's the Ghost one that's a remake
Ghost.
of the good British one.
It's just called Ghost.
Oh, is it just Ghost?
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Like I get exhausted when I'm like, should I watch this show? And then I find out it's like basically watching a 10-hour movie, and my brain's just like, oh, come on. Like it part of it is also due to like, I feel like every streaming show like always ends on a cliffhanger and then gets canceled. Like, we can't have like a 10 episode show and it be over. It's like you get 10 episodes, it ends on like, I wonder what will happen next time. And then you get the press release of like, show canceled. It's like
there's a stinger of some person in the background after the finale, and then it's like, oh no, who's this guy? Canceled.
Stop. I hate it.
But
stop giving me a story and giving me like a third of it, and then it's gone.
Listen, Kevin, they have to destroy those shows so they can get those tax benefits.
Oh, they need those, and also so they don't have to pay the actors residual. Because if you get everyone saying, "Yo, check out Stranger Things," everyone loves Stranger Things, and now we are taking it away.
Yep.
We won't even let you buy it. It's just gone. We just threw it in the trash. Because that's how it goes now.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. You know what? Let's finish up our top video games. Let's finish that up. Let's get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can start.
Yeah,
I'll be right back, guys.
All right. Don't leave. All right. Drew, start us off. We have 2 and 1. Let's just end it.
Okay, my number 2.
Yep.
Soul Calibur 2.
Yo, that's a good game.
It is already on the list at the top of the list.
I think Soul Calibur 2 is quite good. I think it has many, many good ideas, many good characters. As we've already discussed.
Almost the best fighting game in the world. Almost.
Okay, so I think I know what your number 1 is.
I think my number 1 will not surprise anybody when they hear it.
I think no one will be surprised by my number 1 as well. I think it's pretty blatant. But yeah, so you know what? Soul Calibur 2 is a pretty good game. I enjoy it.
Yep.
I like
hell of a game.
It did really good.
It's also, you sit down with it again and you just get sucked into it.
Oh yeah, like you can play it. I think Soul Calibur did a lot in like the early kind of like fighting games where I felt they were really easy to pick up and play if you didn't know. Because like there were characters and stuff were like blocking and like 1, 2, 3 dodge or like that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Where it really felt like you can get away with stuff, but if you knew what you're doing, but
Yeah.
as opposed to like some other fighting games or like stuff where you get in there and it's like, oh, you're just gonna get stomped the crap out of you. You don't know what you're doing.
And you're not gonna know why.
Yeah. Which is not necessarily a terrible thing. But it's like it's part of why it's up there. All right.
I'm still upset they didn't put a Soul Calibur 2 in the Sam show.
That would have worked. Put in didn't they put Mitsurugi in there?
No.
No, they put Haomaru in there.
In KOF.
Yeah. No, and wasn't Haomaru in
Haomaru's. Oh, yes. Mitsuru. Yeah, Haomaru got put into Soul Calibur 6,
and then
but a Soul Calibur did not get put
I thought Mitsurugi was
Sam show.
Sam show.
Aiken got put in.
Oh, Baiken got put in. And then
Mm-hmm.
the Crusader from like what's that game? Ubisoft game.
Yeah, the fucking Viking Samurai
I liked that game. I thought it was pretty
night
good.
game.
I can't remember it.
Warcraft.
Yeah, World of Warcraft. It's in there. No, but God, what was that game? Because I remember actually liking it. Oh,
Yep.
Oh Lord. I'm not looking
Nolan knows it.
Nolan will know
Nolan knows it.
All right. Well, we'll move on. My number 2 game. Nolan can jump in. My number 2 is Mario 64. I think Mario 64 is was revolutionary when I played it. Like moving around in 3D and having such control. I don't think Mario 64 is like the best of the 3D Marios, but in terms of it's in terms of like game feel and the jump, it felt like massive. Going from like Mario World to like Mario 64 was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And also, I think Mario 64 is a very tight, controlling, and clean game.
Mm-hmm. I agree with all that.
And it's just, it kind of like, as I've gone on, like the kind of empty, vaguely, as they would say, liminal aesthetic kind of hits me a bit in Mario 64. Or like some of those levels and spaces just feel like, oh man, it's kind of soothing. Like when you go in that secret aquarium in the before the sunken treasure ship level.
Yeah.
And there's just moments of like, oh yeah, or the flight cap when you look in the sky.
Yep, it's just nice and
it's very nice and
geometric.
Soothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like Mario 64 a lot, and I've played it a lot. I think it's good because like the 120 stars is enough, and I think going into a level and it kind of vaguely telling you what to do per star to me helped a lot. Where like I like Banjo-Kazooie, which I do like Banjo-Kazooie a lot, but one of Banjo-Kazooie to me issues is that especially in Banjo-Tooie, the world starts to get like, what am I even supposed to do here? Like I think once Banjo-Kazooie hits Rust Bucket, is it Rust Bucket Bay?
Sure.
The cruise ship level, like the second to last level, and then TikTok Woods or whatever, like that level's like a nightmare, but it's the last one, so it should be. And then every level in Banjo-Tooie is just like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
But I feel like Mario, it's 64, it's clean, it's good, the music's good, it works. Oh, Nolan is typing.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
We might be calling it early.
We might be calling it. He might be having people over to help out with his tree. But like we could always do, I don't know, we're all like the end of it if it's just. But yeah, Mario 64 is really cool.
Yeah, we'll we'll put it on the list next week and finish out
Yeah.
our number ones.
Yeah.
Well, and Nolan's number 2.
Yeah, Nolan's number 2, and then going into number 1. I feel like I know what Drew's number 1 is like instantly.
Oh, it's yep.
I know what it is. And like, while flawed, I don't fault it. See, I can talk
It
about
has no flaws, Kevin.
I
think
there is flaws. That game is flawed.
Can you name a game with more hype?
What I'm gonna say is that's like the Wabu Sabi, where it has to have its flaws. Like, there are parts of that game. Alright. Alright. Nolan has to help his fiance. Are they engaged?
Fiance. I don't think they're married yet.
Okay. Anyway. Later days, everybody.
Yep. Later days.
Bye.
Bye.